is Mainland Focus. This is where we take your opinion on these subject matters, and I would like to assume that you have just about enough information to put your own thoughts together, or at least to harmonize the opinions that you have on these subject matters. Well, my job here, two issues on the table for discussion this morning. We're talking about, well, two of the most controversial or contentious matters that we're dealing with as a country. First, our election conversations, and then we have conversations around insecurity and the recent efforts that are being made to ensure that we see some sort of Punch newspaper as well. We're taking both these reports from. Again, my name is Sage Babalola. When you eventually do call in, I would expect that you would introduce yourself, tell me where you're calling from, and then proceed to give us your feedback in the 1 minute that has been allotted to each caller. For the Punch newspaper this morning, or for National Assembly panel meets, we're referencing the report talking about some of the men that this is a possible feat. In fact, his lecture, well, I wouldn't say procedure, there's a chance that you might be the biggest recipient of this anomaly, because over the years we've seen senators who lose the backing of their political rigging that allows for election manipulation. But in a case where we have electronic transmission of rigging, you would not be afraid that as a senator, if I lose the backing of the National Assembly, Senate, reps, whatever the case may be. He's also telling that these equipments that we've attained can function both online and offline. So saying that, well, INEC doesn't have the resources or there's no internet connection, we've had many elections, by-elections, off-cycle elections, sub-national elections where we used electronic transmission of results and there was no problem whatsoever. So he does not really understand the premise on which the argument of we don't have internet connectivity. These machines can function even without internet to some capacity. You can upload, right? But it will not. You can upload, right? You would see it on that particular viewing portal. So the argument of poor internet connectivity is not good enough as to one system. If he says that we have the capacity to do this, if a man who has operated within our, we should start laying a lot equipped enough to switch to that we see in the country. We have an Ali Ondume who's saying that while he 100% supports the US troops, we should have even more of them, and they should be deployed to Borno State, for example, which happens to be advising, of training, of sharing intelligence, right? And we should not inconsiderate to, because, well, we're talking from a position of safety, that he believes that the actions of these troops, if deployed to the state, would help stem the tide. Would there be consequences if we allow for foreign troops to operate within our system? So what are your thoughts on these two issues? Electronic transmission of results. Mike Higini saying that contrary to the opinion that we don't have that in their capacity, based on Ali Ndume's position. 091 SAP is 0913 6000 430. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube at Mainland 98.3. Welcome.
I think the mandatory electronic transfer of the place, and it policy to transfer
Mr. Peter, before, I don't believe
it is not everybody that has
about who agrees or who disagrees. I'm saying that on what basis? What are your bases for the
impossible? That is that. For the the American troops, all the other troops in the world also come and help us in Nigeria, in as much to curtail or eradicate insecurity, so be it. That is my own opinion. Thank you very much.
Okay.
My name is Ali. To transmit our election results, wise for us to do. Some is it a wise thing to do? That's a question. Or is it safe?
What are your concerns?
If I was the president and I want to actually, or I was the leader, just video election in local government collection centers and all that, you don't have to do that anymore. It works therefore to decide where election takes place, plan and upload later. It is no longer
the operational system has a central control center, no matter what it is. Even airports, there's a control tower, so they would always be system in the world must have a central center, a control center. So
exactly, that is everybody knows what has happened in the polling unit and what result was announced in the polling unit.
Okay.
By the time you might decide to transmit it, by the time you might decide to transmit electronically, you do not know these people. These people are going to be vetted by the National Assembly, people that have access to it.
Okay. Well, 00410. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Ladies and Maryland. One of my favorite words.
He's fantastic.
And maybe more.
Oh, great.
God bless her. A statement credited to Mike Ikini. In order to save our nation, from going influenced. Nation to know about that has been wearing the shoes. He knows the pains. So we not listen to him. We should not allow to look at the situation to enable them to in power. We are not going to accept it all.
Thank you for calling.
Let me say it loud and clear.
Possible. However, I do understand your point. Two stories on the table for those of you. Oh, yeah, I see your message. That's why I'm trying to say it again. For people who just joined and are asking, where possible for us to transmit electronically, we have the systems, we have the personnel. If we do not do this, there are consequences being re-elected when we allow for anomalies within our electoral at all the times that we have used technology 100% in support of the deployment of troops to the hotbed of violence in Nigeria. So far, we have about 200. We should be very careful about our demands from this U.S. Troops. So far, right now, they're supposed to advise, they're supposed to train, they're supposed to provide structure of this state. There might be damning consequences. Those are the way you can call us, and also how you can send a WhatsApp message.
Mr. Fouad, good morning. You know, I was the first caller who raised this issue. People are saying that cannot know more than the person who is practicing them. He has emphasized that transmission of food. That says that if you fall inside wells, you will look for anything to lift whatever they like. But people who are facing it, they want something to lift them out of that trouble. It is very traumatic. So that is just it. People should not blame that they should be.
Thank you.
One message.
Good morning.
Last week, Solory granted 2 radio station interview, and I was opportune to listen to him. According to him, electoral transmission of results, anytime is passed on the high-habit senators, you understand, that are presiding over their to the back door, and if you pass a law that will hammer them, most of them will come back again. So it's just unfortunate. The security issue you talk about, me, I'm not interested in intelligence or whatever. The government should keep people like if you are killing animals. Let more American soldiers come and stop this thing. We have shown that we cannot.
Please, can you turn down the volume on your radio? Can you turn off the volume on your? Turn it off completely, please.
Electronic voting is different every time. That is, was election not rigged under him? You don't know the intention of other people. Some are out to sabotage good intentions. Now, you want to create more problems that plunge the nation into crisis. Now, when you are saying now mandatory inside, in relation of the normal election, the network other place, they are not able to track. And you know that they argue to their side, to their people at the unit. At the unit, where everybody will stand, the electoral officer will collect right that election result in some ECSA. That is, we should be very, very careful. We want to do something, that's my own thing. On Aero 5, yes.
Very briefly, please. I don't know why the ruling party is scared of electronic transmission being mandatory. I thought they're doing well. We need to be careful because the backlash will not be good for Nigeria if we have casualty on American troops. Bandit himself or a sponsor of Bandit. Anything short of transmission of election results. Benjamin, thank you very much for.
I'm calling Mrs. Sister Mike. And the Miss Empirical Secretary election. And really. And that's the few states before would not try it before. It's only one election that today they've not explained what they did and how the glitch happened. And so for Nigerians to be drawn into this kind of argument that is making us seem like, oh, what the credibility of our election, not just for 2027, electoral or whether you don't perform, you have a way of getting to the office. And that's why. So that at the end of the day, people get to the office by people that are not worthy of the future of a nation, and it not happen. The result that it's cooked up somewhere, manipulated in one sense, and after that, the result goes to court.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Babala.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yes, I just want.
Welcome.
The
the suggestion of Mr. Mike. If you see something, say something. You understand? And you are not voting out. Yeah, we are all in the same country. You are not voting out when the train has Nigeria knows about it. So that is that. On the issue of American troops coming to Nigeria, fellow Nigeria being killed every day. Enough is enough for this. Every day in Niger State, the same thing. You understand? The same killing, mass burial. You understand? So you see.
All right, let's pause for a bit so we can read WhatsApp messages. We have Good Morning Mainland Radio. I'm kidding. But if the National Assembly insists on non-transmission, so be it. Nigerians will have the last laugh. May God bless Nigeria. Tᴏɪᴜ from Maryland. We have Prone to Manipulation and Vegan. Stephen from Atonota is the author of that one. Morning Mainland FM. They want to Sam from Agodo. The honest truth is that if electronic transmission of INEC results is allowed, more than half of the politicians in the National Assembly will not be there. The US should train Nigerian military. Good morning, Sage. Electronic transmission of results for the election must be mandatory. This is the demand of Nigerians and it must be respected. The funds are available and there is high technological manpower. Should not be contentious, as transparency, free and fair process of choosing political leaders can change the narrative of Nigeria's democracy. Noah from Igondo sent that one. Let me read one more so we go back to phones. Good morning, State, who wants to own all the resources in the world. Helping bad followers never produce good leaders. Rusenjo Lawale Mutu from Ikorodu. Hello.
Stage. The first concern was there was no problem. It was just the president. This means that we are just overflowing. I don't understand. There was no problem. Even when they say transfer, talk less of transmission now. So they just don't want free and credible election. That is just the antecedent. That's sending troops and all of that. Where we have had enough. The Americans are not people you can toy with, and we want them to stand it like they want to shift election. So we wipe away those terrorists. They want to draw us back to the era of Afghanistan and the Iraq army.
Yeah, good morning, Sage. My name is Maltinedu. I'm calling from Meju.
Welcome.
Yeah, I just want to whatever, except the presidential, which they said they were under instruction. But these people, they know why they are fighting. Those in even some of the APC members, without which some of them will not come back. They know what they are doing for litigation, so that the Supreme Court to say he who wears the shoes no right pieces him. It's unfortunate that those that are being killed today, America should come and flush them out. Why them spilling blood every now and then, and government is not giving us the accurate information? It's 20. Why do other people say it's 100? It's unfortunate. Good morning.
Morning to you. Thank you for calling. Hello.
Morning, is YS. Calling you from Oshodi, city in the center of Unified. Number one, this sort of election is welcomed by majority or minorities of Nigeria, because I only talk about my own DC. Let them follow up with the flat tire, extra tire, is not to move on. So if this 80% can be transmitted, the remaining 20%, what of those who purchase Nigeria are voted that already, if they can't be able to count, can they be happy to try for another country? But military at war front, America and ground they can't go to the war front with their color. Their color will not get for helicopter that can both this whenever they are having their meeting anywhere that
0410 Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello.
Hello, man. One notification. Look at the time when one comparison when in the banking sector, where they use land, local area network, the place where you open your account, you can go to any branch now. What does it take to work? Why should we rely on?
Make it back. I think you had a little security. We're between the devil and about killing these terrorists. If we say the US is here to take our resources as an advance to the politically powerful leaders who sell these resources to international, but in fact, the type of terrorists killed will determine the quality of the resources they get. ISWA, Boko Haram, killer headsmen, Lakurawa bandits, these are the scale of hierarchy. Yeah.
Number one, do you think why the issue of e-contract, the backup has been the electoral results
for Nigerian politics. Concerning Nigeria is being referred as giant of Africa. If our president is what does that mean he lack the intellectual capacity? Just some days ago, he said that it will become insecurity will become the thing of then again in Google he said that insecurity will become the thing of the past. We are over. God bless them. Yeah.
Hello.
You see, for this issue of insecurity, even I had some. I could vividly remember it from the onset. They were the same people aligned with America, and that they now America has become the Prophet Mahmoud, the art gun. And now some people who have not been in the field like this, because they knew that if they have what is putting us at the edge, Nigeria can have a constant and make the right people, and that is what these people are still continuous, and that is why we are talking about.
No, from Oba.
Yes.
It's very unfortunate. They return that government to part of democracy. Why is it impossible for us here to they should cooperate fully with America so that they don't have problem on their hands or with America? The Nigerian money.
Where you're calling from?
This is Citizen Gabriel from Olora.
All right.
And you move to Aregungu. So
this is Jesus talking. People should understand I'm speaking from an sector that are working. And I was telling me gigabytes to send this thing. Why are you to Akpabio and this 10 minutes? You know, when these people were kidnapped in that kidnapping rape, you don't send their food soldiers here. But
Hello. Hello.
hey, good morning.
Morning to you.
but the person run away. Makigini, if I have my way, and somebody will some people will just call, try to educate you people. You people that have give us news that are not sleeping. Give it all the ready in the lecture. Peter will be and all of them go to court with the evidence they printed from the RRF where they come from there. But the judge, if you do election, if there is no network there, they do it the next day. So they should what we are saying, they should remove this thing. You cannot get 100 for RRF where we are saying. We are not going to take manual. If network is not there, the man knows what he's saying. I don't the man don't want to talk. He just make sure. He said for today he can't travel to his village. He can't drive to his village. That's what the man said. Then somebody say that instead of you to campaign, you are talking of to come back 2027. Thank you, sir.
I've off the radio. Ajibola calling from Nicola here.
Welcome.
See, the problem is not Saba last year in the last election. Who was in charge of all the glitch? Who was punished for these things? Is it the INEC chairman that is now an ambassador? That this one also will commit the quack election for us and become an ambassador? Just come on radio and come and tell us that it's not possible.
No, let's not call people names just because they disagree with us.
Are you okay? I take back that statement. But are you serious? I'm an IT expert. I know what this thing is workable in this nation. It's very workable. So if people are not being punished for these bad things, the same thing in security. See, if yes, so it's possible for them to first sanitize our own military force before we can just start saying what we call our airports. Any air that is coming from outside and it's not treating them, they will frustrate their airports. You know when they want to come and rescue the Chibok against them. You know how they fought. That is why everybody was granted and said that.
Good morning.
Yes, Madam.
Welcome.
Why are they afraid of Igini? What's the first? Yeah, it's the head of INEC. Why are they scared? They should give it to somebody who has the capacity to do it.
Factors here. So can you read the head of the agency?
Yes, like what do you call it? At the polling, it's one of the where those people to give them money to go and be advancing for vote. When they are doing some certain things in polling booth, police will just be looking at the other side with their gun.
Like policemen are not allowed to carry weapons on election day.
But the police law in Nigeria,
Weapons
you
against the law.
So long as the party that is in two, when I used to be very active, but now I am. And what is just going to look for a newspaper in the office? They started looking for cock they look for, if he wants to make a name. It's a plus. He has already made name. So you don't let anybody, people don't visit the president. They're giving you work and you have to push it into things. Madam, good morning, madam. On the issue of why APC people are fearing of no problem. Nobody, everybody will accept the vote will finish. When it's there, you will see the result. So I don't see any argument. I don't see any debate on that. Is it bad thing to have a free and fair election? Is it very bad something to have transparency in our electoral? I welcome them. This killing is too much. It's before I can kill what chicken. It's always pain.
Hello. Utoku from GRA Ikeja. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. Not all Nigerians demand going to vote electronically, in which case, voters will start voting the party that was voted for. After separation, EC data will be signed by each party agent and presented, then uploaded, not voting electronically. The issue is, rather than taking these forms to the collation center, they're asking that basically. So the pushback is, rather than happen and take a picture and upload to iRev during election, oftentimes happens. Those are the concerns. That's where that real time. We have Guinea was the electoral commissioner in Akwa Ibom, by sympathizers don't want electoral commission is possible offline. So what else is the contention? Let us keep deceiving ourselves, John. It is possible and practicable. The problem with the government is that they're scared of free, fair and transparent results must be done. If the government can tax Nigerians from any part of the Chris from Magboro sent that one. Hello.
Hello, so good morning. I don't know why this government is trying to take us back to the Stone Age. We're supposed to, when people are learning, everybody's doing, because at the end of this election, it doesn't go the right way that it's supposed to go. On insecurity in Nigeria, for me, I always believe that if you terrorists, if you're not supplying them with arms, how can they go to communities and be attacking them? But it won't happen again. I had to call.
Hello, Stace. Good morning.
Good morning.
My own take this morning is that electronic transmission of this. I am not asking Senate President or anything they are there. It is a mandating something that, because they are joking with themselves. Nigeria has come that electronic transmission is not possible. Let them sign into the effect and let us play for my net. Because at themselves, the thing that they are playing in Nigeria, we are no longer like last 2 or 3 decades. Push. Are we really to let them better go and put the heads together and perfect it and let electronic transmission results be done? Because I just insist that the electronic transmission results be done. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. For me, just simple sentences so I can read them. Thank you. Standalone as the sole system. Mikey Guinea is a specialist in electoral administration, not cybersecurity system, with vulnerabilities and ownership structure and oversight mechanism remain unclear. Centralizing election results is a single technological platform. Transaction rely on layered collaboration among multiple institutions and third-party network, and even then breaches still occur. Approach: a more responsible part is to combine manual and electronic system so they complement and verify them to avoidable vulnerability because technology makes it feasible. Ali from Ikeja. We have here, good morning, Sage and Fuad. On the mandatory electronic transmission, Mikey Guinea has said it all. If POS can work in my village each time I travel to my Samuel of Obusi Oji from Ajegunle Apapa, Lagos, whether electronic is transmitted, whether election results cannot do it until the real electorate change and stop. Christopher, I don't want acceptable by Nigeria every week. I see Nigeria's case in place until it's being killed by. We have good morning, Sage. Please on our shows that they have. We have here, good morning, Mainland FM. This morning, I'm very happy that we still have a man like Barrister Mike in this country, regardless of him being part of the system. He has summoned the courage to speak against, inflated all the lies and propaganda and the narrative being driven by the APC supporters that mandatory electronic transmission of results in real time is not possible. We can now see that this in Nigeria, Victor Aloy community, people who call have one. Implore you to please keep to get across because we have plenty. Have time to take any contributions.